walk through Times Square, visit the Empire State Building, and catch a game at the Madison Square Garden. Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which he encountered on a recent trip to New York City, the city that never sleeps. The Humanities Mass Communications Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, personalities, and now join our host, Vanessa Hilton, to meet the next new director, Charles Leahy.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved in this program are in the television production course at NCC and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you will meet on this show are students when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student has written and directed 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves and the productions they've made this semester, and give you a chance to get to know them and enjoy some of their work that they've done during the semester. Our guest today travels extensively and recently visited New York City. Capturing his trip on video along the way, we'd like you to meet today's guest, Charles Leahy.
Thank you.
Hi. So Charles, you recently took a trip to NYC. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, on my trip to New York City, I saw the Empire State Building. Oh, the habit's supposed to be running. Took Penn Station to Madison Square Garden. Stopped by Times Square, which is beautiful at night. I visited Broadway, where you can see such hit plays as The Lion King. Visited St. Patrick's Cathedral, Radio City Music Hall, which is home of the Rockettes, toured NBC Studio, and paid my respects to the Freedom Towers. If you have the chance, I highly recommend taking a trip to New York City.
So, can you tell us why you decided to take the
Trip to New York City.
Can you tell us about your trip to New York City?
Yeah, it was great. I wandered around late at night for a few hours. It was very empty, and I got great views of the city that you wouldn't normally get with crowded streets.
Nice.
Now it's you.
The second question?
Yeah.
Can you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course?
Well, I've always had a curiosity about TV production, especially the post-production side of it. I've always wanted to learn about the latest generation of video cameras since technology is constantly changing. I also want to learn how to use Avid and edit my videos and move away from more basic video software like Final Cut, since Avid is the industry standard. Looking ahead in the future, I can see this being a possible career choice.
Interesting. Can you tell us the most important things you learned in this course?
Well, I learned how to operate a video camera, which sounds pretty basic since everybody has one built into their cell phones these days. But higher-end cameras have several functions that basic cell phone cameras don't, like the ability to white balance your shots and manual focus settings that allow you to create effects like shift focus and the poor man's dissolve. We also learned how to use Avid Media Composer, which gives you a great range of post-production video effects that more basic software that come with your phones and computers just don't have, like superimposing, keying, and wiping. We also learned that there are a lot more than meets the eye when going behind the scenes during a broadcast. It's like an orchestra back there. Everybody has a part to play, and we have to rely on everybody together to achieve perfect harmony.
Please tell us about your student studies project, the T-sequence, the nature story, and your orange project.
While the student studies was an ungraded project, it really taught me a lot about continuality errors. Working with an amateur actor too can also be very difficult. There were several issues working with the actor, and if you notice, the strap on his backpack moves from the left shoulder to his right shoulder and back to the left in several instances. They're very clean cuts, but after a few viewings it becomes incredibly noticeable. You'll see right here, left, right, left. It was a nightmare. The T sequence was a tough project. Not to shoot, but to try and work around somebody else's schedule. I ended up having to star in the sequence myself, which opened my eyes to how difficult it can be to act and direct in your own movie. I really enjoyed shooting the Teacup project in the end. It gave me a lot of confidence being an actor for future projects. I really enjoyed shooting the nature project. Fall is a very beautiful time of year in Connecticut, and I was lucky to be able to capture the changing seasons over a couple weeks on video. It also allowed me to practice some video effects that I use down the road in other projects, like shift focusing and continuous zooms. It was also nice because going into the woods, there's unexpected surprises, like when people walk dogs and they interrupt your frames.
Cool.
Also, there's just a lot of beautiful shots in Connecticut, and we're very lucky to live in such a beautiful state.
Nice. Where's that one?
This was at Lake Mohegan in Fairfield, Connecticut.
Really? Okay.
And yeah, this is an example of one of my shift focuses. A random bandana was around a tree, and I thought it would be cool to capture. Here's a few examples of geometric shapes that you find in nature, fallen trees, some lines of grace, stone wall, a few trees intersecting. Another geometric shape that would also work really well in framing if I had a scene that would need an outdoor shot but don't. Just a few more generic shots to capture the beauty of Connecticut. A nice little fire pit came across in the woods. And again, another shift focus.
Nicely done.
This is my orange project. I'm really proud of my orange project. Chronicles of a Fat Man, Detective Fat Man, In the Case of the Missing Orange, incorporated a few of my favorite movies. I modeled the detective after Bob Hoskins in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and my actress was a combination of Jessica Rabbit from the same movie and the woman in the red dress from The Matrix. It was pretty fun working with all the actors, although it was difficult again having to work around several people's schedules.
Nice. You mentioned a variety of things that you learned in this course. Can you tell us some of the most important ones?
Yeah, I really look forward to making more short movies in the future. I would love to use my editing skills to continue to give any video shoots I do a professional touch. Most of all, I hope to one day get a chance to do post-production projects on film and documentaries.
Nice.
There's no more questions. This kind of got screwed.
Is there any more questions?
Well, it's supposed to be my best project, I guess, but it's not up.
Now, which project, should I ask you?
Yeah.
Which project would you say was your best project?
That would definitely be my orange project. Yeah, it was definitely difficult to shoot. Not having a real budget and having to work with amateur actors can present problems. It was hard to keep the actors focused, and many scenes required multiple takes, sometimes dozens. But in the end, I was able to get what I needed out of my actors. It was definitely my favorite project of the semester.
Nice.
God damn it. I based the final scene, the final chase scene, off of Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indiana Jones used his gun to end a sword-wielding assassin's nonsense. It was a real challenge to shoot, having to incorporate around 3 different actor schedules. God damn it. There were times I thought I would never have completed it. One day, I was only able to shoot half the scenes with my actress, and it took several weeks to get confirmation to see if she'd be able to complete her scenes. I got to the point where I thought that I would have to recast and reshoot her scenes completely. This is almost taken verbatim out of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nice.
So I guess we're done. I don't know.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the unique spectacles that New York City has to offer. As a TV director, he hopes to apply what he has learned here at NCC to document other travel and nature experiences. He also plans on using the knowledge from TV One to creatively edit videos in the future. We would like to thank Charles Leahy for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We hope you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you and have a great day.
Typo.
This has been The New Directors with your host, Vanessa Hilton, directed by Elijah McVeigh. I'm your announcer, Connor McDaniel. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.